Hello, hello, hello. How you doing? All of my YouTube family. How's it getting along over there? Hey, it's your brother again, but this time from the beautiful shores of the Mediterranean. Just out here on the beach today, we're going into the Chag. Shana Tova, Chag Sameach. The Chag Rosh Hashanah. Chag Sameach. All right. Yeah, we're going into the Chag. Rosh Hashanah is the beginning of the year. And last day I worked was last Thursday. Don't have to report back in until next Wednesday. So I'm at the beach. Probably what's the day? Friday? No. What's the day? Sunday. Okay. Today's Sunday, right? Oh man, I'd be so chill. Forget what day it is. It's Sunday morning because we didn't have to work. We don't have to work until Wednesday. So today's Sunday. Tomorrow is the Chag. The Chag come in tonight at sundown. Here in Israel, when it comes to the Chagim, Chag is holiday. Chagim is holidays. Chag in English you can spell it K-A-G, but in Hebrew it's Chet Gimel. The Chet is the guttural sound, Chet, okay, and it's Chag. But anyway, I'm out here, and I thought about you. My beautiful people on the internet, better known as YouTube. I figured I'd fire it up, do a little chopping it up, doing a little talk from Israel, Northeast Africa, and of course, the Mediterranean. Now, as you look down this way is North Africa. You start over here, Egypt, Algeria, you go all the way over there to Libya, all the way out to the Straits of Gibraltar. And then from the Straits of Gibraltar, you go up into France, Italy, Spain, all up in there. You come around Turkey, and then you go north, and that's Lebanon. And back over there is Syria, northeast Israel is Syria. And straight behind me is Lebanon. They call this the Middle East area. And they got this name during the 60s when war correspondents was reporting from over here. They just started saying the Middle East, so that's what they call it now. But anyway, I'm out here chilling like a villain. And I had a wonderful conversation with a great sister today. It was a great conversation, man. We was on the phone 2 hours and 27 minutes and 40 seconds. I remember. And that's what such an inspiring conversation, to talk to people of like minds. Sister, she had a lot of things to share, and that was in harmony with the way I think and the things that be on my mind. And so, um, we was just sharing different lifestyles. She asked a lot of questions about me being here in Israel, and uh, a lot of things that I was sharing about Israel, and a lot of things she was sharing about America, being that I actually exited out of America in 1981. And so last year put me here 40 years in Israel. And I was here 25 years straight before I went anywhere. I came here to Israel. I dealt with the whole Hebrew thing till I became a Hebrew priest in the Hebrew community here in Israel. And I dealt with that for 30 years. And I'm not a part of the Hebrew community anymore. I'm a friend of the community. And I chose that in my family because that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to, you know, just be a friend of the community, not, you know, members. And so since then, you know, we've lived here. I've done well. I've been very fortunate, you know, very fortunate. I've owned three auto detail businesses. I own a construction company for a period of time, and now I'm running, you know, the big cranes, you know, the big heavy lift crane. I started out actually um, the first crane that I operated was, you see them big tower cranes up there at the top of the building over there, the big tower crane. I started operating them way back, you know, and now I operate the big crane, this big super lift. Those are ones, you know, be on the crane on the ground. And you know, I've had some people that know of my detail skills ask, am I ever interested in opening another shop? Uh, yes and no. Okay. And just put it like that. Yes and no. Yes, I would love to do it, but no, not nowhere near like I've done it before. Okay. Um, those days are over so far as doing it what they call shoestring budget or no strain budget. I don't want to tackle that no more. Not like that, you know. But it is definitely big money in detailing and cleaning cars here in Israel. Massive money because, you know, these Israelis, they don't want to do it. You know, they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that kind of work. But they got the money, you know. All of their lavish lives that you all don't know about, how they live, they only spend 30 cents on a dollar to do that. All right, so that's 70 cents. They got to do whatever they want. And if you charge them whatever to clean their car, you a black guy from America that know what they doing, woo, man. But, you know, I don't want to go out there this time, you know, with a short budget trying to, oh man, forget that, you know. But with the right money, and it don't take that much, maybe like, let me see, convert it, you'd be like 35,000, maybe $40,000. Maybe you could put together an awesome detail shop. And we used to work till 11 o'clock at night. Yeah. Started 7 in the morning. We be out there at 11 at night still cleaning cars. That cash box be so full of money every single day. I didn't work on the Shabbat. You needed that whole day to recuperate making all that money. But these Israelis, you know, they not gonna get out there and watch them cars like that. They'll do hit at it, but not the level that we was doing it, you know. I mean, our full scale detail with the hot water Mighty extractor. I got the ozone generator for, you know, odor treatment. We had the DA polisher by Maguire. We had the cyclo polisher with the two heads. I had all kind of pads, all kind of waxes, polishes, compound. You know, I did scratch repair, finish restoration when the car become oxidized. I did all of that. Man, these Israelis was loving it because why? The most people that clean cars here are actually Arabs or Palestinian, what you call them, you know. And they ain't kosher with each other. They ain't cool with each other like that, you know. So the Arabs, they gonna do chit chat. Chit chat is like quick, hit it and leave it, you know. And a lot of stuff still be undone, but you know, at least they got the major dirt off the car, you know. But the Israelis, they really to get the full scale work when somebody know how to do it. And see, when they saw the brothers from Atlanta, Miami, and Chicago out there detailing cars, oh shoot, man, they was in their honey hole. I mean, they were so happy and excited that I'd opened that shop in Ashdod. I literally had one of the religious Israelis come through and said they were so happy that I decided to open in their city to bring that type of service to their city, that he's going to pray for me. That's what the guy said. I mean, can you imagine that? He said, dude, man, I'm going to pray for you. One of the religious rabbis up there in the city where I was working at Ashdod came over, shook my hand, and blessed me and everything. I'm like, dude, it's just a car wash. But it ain't just a car wash we was doing. Y'all should have seen this place. This business was off the chain. I was in partner with a Russian girl that she was a real good friend with this old Israeli guy named Aharon Shirazi. I know y'all may not know him, but listen, just give you a quick background on this guy. You talking about money. His brother owned 3 banks out there in Los Angeles, California. During 2008, when the market went through, when they did what they did to the market, a lot of people run into the bank for cash money because they were scared. They didn't want the banks to shut them down. This boy didn't have the millions of dollars that he needed in them 3 banks to get him customers. So he called up here to his brother, Aaron Shirazi, and told his brother, look, man, I'm in a situation. These people calling for their cash. I ain't got it. The money is tied up in investments and building and construction. You know, that money just don't sit there. Y'all be done put it in the bank. They take it and work it. And so he said, man, I need some help. And so he said, okay, what's happening? Talk to me. He said, I need some money. He said, okay, how much you need? I need $200 million to be able to, you know, handle all this demand for cash. His brother called his bank. He didn't, Shirazi, he told me the story himself. First, Ella, the girl, had told me about it. And then I asked him about it. He said, yeah. He said, yeah, my brother out there, he told me the banks and everything. He said, that's all you need, 200 million. He said, yeah. So he said, I called my bank and told him to wire him 1 billion shekels, because that's what that was you know, the $200 million. Now that guy Shirazi is the dude that I was rented the service station from to do the detail shop, and I saw him every day. You know, we kicked it every day, me and old man. And this is an Israeli billionaire. This dude, you know, I couldn't hardly go nowhere around Israel with him that he didn't own the land or owned it, sold it, to build a building, owned it, sold it, all around Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, you know. And where we go, he bought a car for me. We went to, I think it was Holon, up in the city of Holon. And you know, now this guy's a real billionaire, old Israeli dude. Now we went to buy that car, me, him, and his you know, right hand girl, Ella. You know, they knew each other because she had worked with him for years selling his properties. Like, you know, he built high rises in Tel Aviv, and she worked in the sales office selling it to all kind of people. So he and her had a great relationship. So anyway, we go in there, me, him, and her, Ella, and to buy this car, because I opened a detail shop. I rented the space from him in one of his car wash and one of his service stations he had in Ashdod. And so I told him, man, it's tough getting up here on the bus. I need a car. I knew I was talking to the old man, please. So he riding back and forth in a Kia SUV, little white Sam thing, looked like, you know, it wasn't no frills or thrill. It looked like just like a basic model he got off the showroom. Wasn't no bunch of wheels and bells. But anyway, I said, look, Shiraz, I need a car, because getting up here to work is such a hassle, you know. He said, uh-huh. And so the next day, me, him, and Ella rode up to this place. I think it was in Holon, to this dealership. He knew the guy. And so, you know, we went out there in the lot. He said, pick one you want. So I picked one, and we went inside and sit down and talk with the salesman. And man, this was crazy. This old man that I knew was already a billionaire. He haggled this guy so bad over that car. Man, it almost kind of got on my nerve. Like, damn it, just pull the money out and pay the damn man. But he was arguing over the price of the car. And then when they finally got to where they agreed on the price of the car, it wasn't nothing. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? So anyway, Now here's the insurance. The price of the car argument went on about an hour and 15 minutes. And I'm about wore out sitting over there listening and watching. Okay? And then when they finally got to it, see, one thing that you have to understand about the Israeli culture is haggling is what they call it over the price. Now you can do that with a private owned store, a business. Okay, if the Israelis there you're talking to, and if they own the store, you can go back and forth with them, talk about the price. You can talk to them and go back and forth and haggle with them to try to get the price down. And that's their culture. Okay, and it's like really, it's like a game. And what is the essence? You say a reason why he need to go down on the price, and he say a reason why he shouldn't. And then if your reason is better than his reason why he shouldn't, you win. So he'll go down on the price. So he gonna say why he should not go down on the price. You're gonna say why he should. And if you lose, then now you stuck with paying the price until you try something else. And he listened. And if that's better than his reason, then he gonna throw something. So you're gonna ping pong back and forth like that until eventually somebody run out of stuff to say. And then they just gonna sit there for a while and just kind of, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. They're just sitting there. Because actually what's happening is like a stalemate in the negotiation. And so that's what he did. And finally when they just, decided on the price, kaboom. I'm like, whew, man, I'm glad that's over. Now it's the insurance because the car needed insurance. And what was the problem with that? The same salesman was the salesman of the insurance. Now here we go again. That car didn't cost diddly squat. And then we sitting there all this time. Now it done gave about 2 hours up in here. Man, this old dude, listen, he used to dress like he just done worked a job for the city for 40 years and retired. Old boy had sandals look like Moses wore. He had a pair of pants look like he might have went to the Salvation Army and got them. And I believe that white shirt was the same white shirt he wore every day. And he always wore it outside over his pants. He just walk around looking like some, running the mill Joe Blow, ain't about nothing. But that was the billionaire Aharon Shirazi. Whoa, called his bank and told them to send my brother $200 million. And that was $1 billion shekels. That was the guy. So we sitting up in the office and he dressed like that. He looked like he ain't got no money. But the car dealership, the guy, the salesman know him. See, they all know each other. And then that's the thing about them, they always deal with each other. Like one time I was doing some business in Israeli I was dealing with. He said, no, go over there to Yossi and deal with that. I said, why Yossi? But we went to Yaakov the last. He said, yeah, let's just throw a little money Yossi way. Give him a little business. You see, spread it around. But anyway, when they finished negotiating on the price of the car, the insurance, everything, old man stands up, raises his shirt out, and he pulls an envelope stuffed full of cash. Oh man, I'm looking at that money. I'm saying, Shazam, this nigga got about 100,000 in his pocket, or 50 or something. Look at all dollars and shekels. And the envelope was about to bust. But because his pants were so loose, and his shirt was so loose, you couldn't even tell it. And so I said, old boy hiding that cash he walk around with. Man, he stands up and pull all this money out. And the salesman, he slapped the desk. What? He said, man, you been in hollering and screaming at me for 2 hours and you got, man, give me this money. Oh man, I said, but wait now. He was the billionaire. And to him, every single shekel mattered. Every single shekel was important. And that's why he was arguing so much. Man, we went out there and I actually built the car wash my own hand, me and my brother Akazio, right? We built that place. And when it was time for us to hire the Chashmali is an electrician, we had to talk with the different ones about the price. Man, we went through the same thing with Sarazi. We sat at the table, man. He hollered and screamed and argued they back and forth. You thought they were finna throw deuce, like bump it up. Man, these guys about to bop it up in here. No. And then they got to that impasse, that stalemate, and then everybody just sat down and was looking. And then eventually you hear, all right, told Bethsaida. And then they sign the paper and go on about their business, you know. So anyway, you know, it's been interesting living here. But as I was sharing with the beautiful sister I was talking with today, now I know many of y'all are not going to be able to process this. I know many of y'all are not going to be able to understand what I'm about to say next. But I'm living in another country. Now, I know Israel got worldwide reputation of being Arab killers and occupying Palestine, which you see, I don't know if you can see. Let me see. Where they at? Those smokestacks way down there. That's the power plant, right? They electricity plant. Right on the side of those smokestacks is the north side of Gaza, where they be shooting these rockets. So you see how close we are here, Ashkelon? This is the first city that the rockets come to. Ashkelon, right? When they shooting out of Gaza. That's the Gaza Strip down there. The Gaza Strip past those smokestack is 25 miles long, all the way to the border of Egypt. Then this north side is from the water 7 miles in, and it goes 25 miles down south to the border of Egypt, and it goes in 3 miles back out to the water. So that whole area is surrounded by Israel to the north and east, and to the south, Egypt, and then here to the west, the water. That's the Gaza Strip, right? Now, I know you all have heard a lot of things about how the Israelis treat the Arabs. And then I'm living here in Israel, and I done had people tell me, you helping them occupy stolen land. Whoa, what? How did me living here paying rent on my damn apartment equate into me helping them occupy stolen land? I ain't got no gun on nobody. Shit, I ain't in the military locking nobody down. I'm here sitting on the beach talking with y'all, chilling, not being afraid of the police. The police done came around here 2 or 3 different places at a time. You know, riding around on the motorcycle, checking and looking, riding around on the cars. They look at me, I'm sitting here. I ain't worried about the brother, and I ain't worried about them. And so what I was sharing with the sister is that level of peace I have, we live. Now, with the African brothers and sisters up in Tel Aviv, I've heard things, but I can't just, you know, go into that because I'm not up there. I don't know. So I don't want to just tell you a bunch of hearsay. But with me, being a brother, an African American, born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, an African brother that was born in America, now living in Israel, and yes, I have dual citizenship. I am an Israeli citizen and I am an American citizen. Okay? I have not in 40 years had a racial motivated experience from these Israelis nowhere near what my people deal with in America. None, not a zilch. I'm telling you, and I'm not just making this up trying to make Israel look. No, look, I'm just telling you about me. I know they done been hella racist against the African people. They done been hella racist against the Palestinian people and whoever else. I'm just telling you about me, okay? Because I was asked, how was it for me living here in Israel? And make it real simple so you can understand. Okay, they dealing with the Palestinian, how they dealing with them? They dealing with the Arab brothers and sisters, the African brothers and sisters, how they dealing with them? However they dealing with it like that. Now, they had, 2-3 months ago, or was it 4 months? Somewhere between 4 and 6 months, they actually changed their whole posture with the African brothers and sisters, and now giving them visas, work visa and work permit. I think it was a temporary, permanent resident, something, where they upgraded their status to where they ain't got to be running around here worried about being picked up or deported. They done normalized the African brothers and sisters, you know, status. So they cool. Now, for me, because I came with skills, I went to the Wright Institute of Technology over there in Atlanta, Georgia. And when I first came here in '81, I got a real good job working for IAI. It was Israel aircraft industry, where they work on airplane, top secret, aircraft, and all that kind of stuff. And they was using the equipment that we used over there in Digital Equipment Corporation back in the day. IRMA car, IRMA. That's the 3270 emulator, the IBM 3270 emulator. This is technology long before. I mean, this is like when the intranet kicked off, way before the internet. So I came here with that skill and kaboom. I mean, look, I remember I was charging them $150 per board, every board I repaired. And what they didn't know is I was one of the technicians that operated and brought them boards to fruition in Digital Equipment Corporation. So what did that mean? I remember all the codes, all the address bus, all the data bus, all the 5-volt pins, all the 12-volt. I remember everything about that board. So when I sat down and repair that board, I repair a board every 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes max, right? And so by the time the manager came back and checked the board, man, I knocked out 10, 12 boards. And I made him pay me $150 a board. So yes, I'm making $1,500 or more a day. Y'all don't believe that, do you? I know you don't. Look, listen. For those of you all that may not be familiar, Israel is one of the world's technological giants. They call this place the startup capital of the world. Technology makes giants over here. In America, sports and entertainment does that for black people. But you black, you come here with a skill from America, man, you sop it up. See, my house is right over there. You can't see it from here, but my house is right over there across from the beach. See where I'm living at? And I ain't making the kind of money them technology people making up there in some of the main cities. Herzliya Batuach. Herzliya Batuach is, man, everybody up there. Facebook, Google, Amazon, who else up there? Microsoft, IBM, all of them up there, Herzliya Batuach. You can go up to Herzliya Batuach and think you walk around New York somewhere or Silicon Valley. Ain't nobody speaking Hebrew. Because there's so many Americans up there mixed in with the Israelis. The Israelis want to speak English, and about all of them that went to America 2, 3, 4 times. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the U.S. military up in there too. I met a brother from Texas that he was one of the U.S. Military consultants. He was with an Israeli dude, and they were doing some military work. So this is all, man, you could be over here like you're in the States. You follow me? And so I talk with a lot of, over the years, Israelis, and they be like, but you have such a strong American accent, and you've been here for 40 years. Yeah, because everybody wants to speak English. When I show up, everybody starts speaking English, or the best they can, because they want to speak English, because they know it's an international language, and they traveling, and everywhere they go, they can speak some English and move around. So when they see the brother, oh yeah, my man, how you doing? All right, yeah. But they don't never come with that nigger stuff. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I don't get that. Now, back in the day when Africa was named Kush, if you was from the land of Kush, you was a Kushite, a Kushi, right? But back in the day when we first started showing up, they was calling us Kushi Bambam. And Kushi Bambam is just like being called black nigger. It was very, very derogative. But we got them straight on that, and they don't call us Kushi anymore. If they don't know my name, what they'll do is reference me where I come from. Like if two of them talking about me, and they trying to figure out who they talking about, they'll say the American. Okay, the American. Okay, yeah, cool. And they don't say black, American, African American, nigger, or none of that. They just say the American. And deal with me for the skill set that I bring to the table. Because if you got skills to help them make money, come on in, brother. And be just like that and be cool, especially the young one. Now, the older one, they're like, okay, if they're the older Israelis, they know that racist stuff don't fly. So what they'll do, they'll cover it up and be kind of cool with you, but they don't be that cool. The young ones, they be, oh yeah, what's happening, my man? You know, that kind of thing. And so with me, I'm like an enigma. First, I'm a big black brother. And the Ethiopian brothers over here, they real skinny and thin, and real thin. I ain't like that. You can tell I was born and raised in Atlanta, grew up on cornbread, collard greens, and rice. And then something that I do that really stands out, I wear a lot of gold. Gold watch, gold ring, gold bracelet, gold chain. You know what I'm saying? And see, that is an enigma because you don't see men, Israeli men, wear gold like that. The only Israeli men that I've seen a number of Israeli men wearing gold is when I was invited to that Mason meeting in Tel Aviv, and I actually went to the meeting. All them old men sitting over there, they had gold rings, watches, bracelets, just like me. I'm like, this where all the gold at, you know? And so, you know, when I show up first thing, they already know. He ain't no little skinny Ethiopian. He ain't no African. He's not dark as the Sudanese. That's an American. And so the first thing they say, hey, shalom, shalom, where you from? Now they ask you where you're from in order to be correct and check themselves because they thinking you from America. They just don't want to mess up, right? I say, I'm from Miami. Okay, and see, the reason why is in order to help them make the connection, I just say Miami. Why? They all been to Miami or New York or Chicago. Atlanta, they like, where's that at? So to move the conversation, it don't make no difference really. You're from America. Or sometimes I say I'm from America. They say, Miami, yo. Because if you all don't know, down there in Miami, all them Jews run that, man. That Miami, y'all don't know that? You go down there and, wow, is you going over to South Beach over in that area? It's a bridge, I forgot which one. Because I had a house down there for a minute, right off of Alton Street on South Beach. But you can go down there and go across the bridge just to the north. All that area is Jewish. And you see Datis walking around there, those ultra-Orthodox, you know, wear the black all the time. It'd be like, dude, it'd be 100 degrees and these jokers walking around with black, big hats, long coats. And I'm like, I know you got to be hot up in there. Ain't no way in there. Hell, it's 100 degrees out here. We all hot with t-shirts on. And hell, you walking around with that big old hot coat on. And that hat and all that shit up there on it. Hey, that's where they do it. So they all over, you know, Miami down there, you know, with them high prices. I went in that health food store. You know, when you go across the bridge, hit 8th Street, make a right, go down there on the right, it's a health food store. Man, them prices so high up in there, make you dizzy. And you still in America. The same stuff you go across the bridge over there. You could go to like Nutrition Smart, right? It was a health food store I used to shop at. The vitamin shop for things in a couple other places. Man, the prices was like nothing like that. But there they go, you know, getting that money. So, you know, just like I'm been sitting out here chilling, y'all don't see ain't nobody, I ain't worried about no white woman coming up here talking about she nervous because a black guy looked at me, you know, and they walking around in the bikinis, you know, talking, enjoying their lives like it ain't no problem in the world. And they worried about the brother? No, man. And so I was explaining to the sister that my position being that I have traveled around the world outside of America and I have experienced other cultures, you 60 and you probably gonna live another 30 years, get on up out of there and go somewhere so you can live at peace, like right now. So okay, so what do you want to do? You want to stay there and fight because you ain't no coward. That's a punk move. You're going to run from the fight. Okay, so is it wise to stay in a fight that you losing and getting your butt whooped? Or is it wise to retreat and regroup and get yourself together for the next fight? Or to be able to fight another day? You feel what I'm saying? Because what they say, a wise man knows his limit. And so when I mentioned to the brothers, you know, man, about relocating and getting on up out of there to find some immediate peace, oh man, that's a bitch move. That's a coward move, my brother. I ain't finna run from the fight. What you talking about, man? You done ran for the fight. You done sold out. You done left your people. Dude, you ain't winning. Black folks not winning. What damn fight? I'm trying to figure out where y'all fighting at. Cause you ain't winning. How you gonna tell me you in a fight to do what? And all I see is my people getting their asses tore up, ripped to pieces by the police, Karens, anybody doing whatever they want, pulling guns on black folks, shooting black folks. Ain't nobody doing no time. And you fighting. I'm trying to understand if you're fighting, are you making progress? What is going on? Update me. Let me know. Maybe you know what I'm saying? All I see is you getting your ass whooped. And I'm saying, look at me, man. I'm sitting out here chilling like a mofo. Ain't nobody worrying about the brother. And you can have this too. But you know, your United Snakes of America government done told you that America is the greatest country in the world. And you should appreciate getting your ass whooped by the American. You know what I'm saying? What you saying? I mean, what kind of ass whooping you want? You want to go all the way to Israel and get ass whooping from the Israelis? No, man, America got the best ass whooping in the world. Go on and stay here, knuckle, and keep taking this ass whooping from us. I mean, what? This is greatest ass whooping in the world given to you niggas by the greatest country in the world. Why would you want to go somewhere and give that up to be able to sit on the beach like the Nubian king and chill and nobody bother you? Come on, Negro. Don't leave America. You go over there and they'll take your passport and you can't come back. But I just told you I got dual citizenship. I'm an Israeli citizen and an American citizen. Y'all don't believe that, do you? I know, because some of y'all don't believe fat meat is greasy. You know, back in the day, old folks used to say, that nigga, he don't believe nothing. He don't believe fat meat greasy. Oh, okay. Because y'all don't believe nothing. Well, anyway, I'm just sharing with you that there are more places to live beside the streets of Chicago and your life at risk. There are more places to live than Miami, Dallas, New York, you know what I'm saying, that you can live in peace. I mean, you talking about the islands, the Caribbean, you know what I'm saying? Now, those Chinese people down there, the Russian and all them other Europeans in there, they're not in there to bother you. They're in there to steal the natural resources from the land that the brothers and sisters use, because the brothers and sisters have not been able to come together and put up a defense strong enough to get them heathens out of there, because all European nations, you know, band together to keep the brothers and sisters at bay. Black folks, Africa, the Caribbean, anywhere that a number of black people congregated at, then the European nation have rallied together, because all of the black folks got all of the wealthy lands with all everything there. And so those 14 European nations that came together in the Berlin Conference to divide up Africa for their greater good, to be able to steal all the wealth and natural resources, you know what I'm saying? They still harmonize with that today. I mean, when you go over there and the woman that died, the old woman, man, look at how they did that. Did y'all notice those European leaders and the Saudi king, they all rolled right up to the door in their Mercedes-Benz Maybachs, their Rolls Royce, luxurious Land Rovers, and the doorman opened the door for them white folks. But then did you notice all the African leaders threw their butts in a bus? And they got off a bus. But then did you notice all the African leaders cheesing like a damn chess cat? To go up in there to bow and pay homage to a heifer that since day one, all they did have been destroyed, rape, rob, pillage African people. And then don't nobody even mention King Leopold anymore. You talking about a murderous heathen? You all need to do the research on King Leopold. All these came out of the same King George and Queen and all them. These are the monarchies, the head of the rulers and dynasties that did Africa like that and are doing that. France, Macron. These niggas ride up in luxurious automobiles. The African leaders jump off buses and they cheesing like chess cat, dumbasses. excuse me from cursing, dummies. But at the same time, they done sold out and took that money. So they got to come pay homage, you know what I'm saying? Show their allegiance to the throne. And our people, man, we just don't get it. Unity is strength in the land, like I was mentioning to my sister. The reason why the American people go through what they go through is because the American people are afraid of the government. But when you get out of America and start moving around the world, you'll see that the government be afraid of the people. You don't know how many times I have seen citizens in other these countries get mad at what the government ministers and people are doing, and they go up there in the government offices and beat those people asses, drag them out and beat them either to death or beat them to a pulp until they change their policies. So the government people are afraid of the citizens of that country. Now here in Israel, it's like, hey, yeah, public opinion matter over here. If you get into a bind and something going on and it ain't right, all you got to do is drum up enough public opinion in your favor. And you work that, and then what's going to happen is the government is going to hear, the citizens are going to hear, then the citizens are going to raise up on your behalf. Then they got to change. Just like when it came down to wearing a mask. When the Israelis peeped what was real and what was the truth and what was the lie, you can't get them in no mask. Forget that. I mean, here and there you may see a person wearing a mask, okay. But that's just on their own accord. But so far as being told, shit, man, please. Because they was tired of that. Me too. So I was like, yeah, go ahead, get them. All they had to do was stand back and let them do the work. So, I get a pass. So for me, hey, it's been cool. Really. Opened 3 auto detail shop that was off the chain. I even got a construction company. I opened a construction company. I had 43 workers. I had some of these Israelis working for me. I had some of them Arabs from Gaza, Palestinian. I had some northern Christian Arabs from way up north, William and all them. I had some dudes out of Rahat. They was Bedouin Arabs. I had some black Hebrew brothers that worked with me. And I had an Ethiopian secretary. So I had, 6 nationality of people in my orbit. And my crew made up of 43 people. I had 3 secretary, a cash manager. I had an office manager, and then I had a field manager, and they were sisters. I had a sister man in the office. I had a sister, Ethiopian sister that was doing the field work. She was oscillating between all my projects that I was building and the office and the lawyers and the banks and whatever else I needed. She helped on that wide. Then I had another sister that handled the cash. Because when you have somebody touching that money, you really got to have somebody you trust. Because sometimes that money get to sticking to their fingers. And so I had somebody up in there that had a personal interest in the success of the business. What happened to the business? I had an old corrupt Israeli that knew more game than I did. And he knew I was a rookie, and I left myself open because I didn't sign a particular contract. And when he saw I hadn't signed the contract, he used that to his advantage, and he got me. Left me in $630,000. It was $300,000 of debt. What you do? It happens, I was young, rookie, didn't know what I was doing, bold, wasn't afraid to step out on the water. And I learned a lot along the way. But then that one bandit got me, tore the whole house down. Whatever, you live and learn. I'm still healthy, sexy, beautiful, chocolate, delicious. I ain't worried about nothing. I'm living right now, in the now. The information and knowledge that I have right now would take me into a bright future. And I'm at peace, I'm not even really worried about it. I'm not stressing out. Fortunately, I done found the plant medicine called Rapé, and I did a treatment Friday, right? And beautiful, second one. So the sister, she's traveling back to the States. She'll be back over here in January, and I'm gonna do the Rapé again, but I'm going up north because they have a master that deals with the ayahuasca, and I'm gonna get up there and deal with the ayahuasca because the plant medicine is powerful. You know, I enjoy it. You know, but again, you see me, you know, here in Israel, chilling like a villain. You know, people that go out there and fish and do whatever like that. You know, I'm cool. See, over there is the marina where, you know, they had the little boats and all through there, you know, they be walking in a whole bunch of shops and restaurants over there and a bunch of stuff to buy and take your children and play. All right, so it's been wonderful sitting out here by the beach. I got the munchies now. I'm gonna go on and go back to the condo, get me a little bite to eat, and I'm gonna just chill. But later on tonight, I'll probably walk out here to the beach and get into it. You know, I bought me some real nice shorts. I can go on out there in the water, but I'm not gonna get out there where all them European at. There's the police. See? Did he bother the brother? No, that's the police. I told y'all he'd be riding too. He ain't worried about the brother. Oh, y'all thought I was just fat mouthing trying to make Israel look good. Hey, dude ain't worried about the brother. But if I was in, y'all know it. Shit, man. I could be somewhere just black man sitting. Get down on the ground, get down on the ground. What did I do? Nigga, you was born black. Hey, what? You grew up a black man. What you think? You don't know. You got to get on the ground, dog. Let's check him because he may have warrants. We can lock him up. Y'all know that's true. But you see that? That cop came, he looked at me, never even slowed down. And that happened every time. Why? Because they ain't got no reason to bother me. I was sitting on the beach over there the other day, and I'm just sitting chilling, and a couple of cops rolled by in the car, and they happened to look my way. I waved at them. They waved back and smiled and kept rolling. Now, you think you can do that in America to a cop? A black man? Yeah, well, you know, you may have some, you know, you got some good cops out there, you do. But the bad ones don't get him in his shine. Because, you know, they always shooting and killing brothers and sisters and doing everything. And that's all you hear about. You don't never hear, I mean, a good cop, what? It's like that don't even register. Okay, so he did something good. Also what? You got 100 of them harassing brothers and sisters, shooting and killing. So that one drop in the bucket don't even register. But y'all see that guy, he just rolled through it. That was a police. Whether you saw it or not, I saw it rode on the side of the motorcycle. And plus, you can see how they dressed. Them boys dressed like RoboCops to me. Like that robot that the Russian got. And see, I'm gonna close out on this while America's sitting up talking all this bullshit about Russia, antiquated equipment, and rusted stuff like that. They blowing smoke up your butt. Y'all don't even know that Russian got robots. They can send out on the doggone battlefield and slice your behind up. Yeah. So, you know, they sitting up talking about, oh, Russia ain't got that many people. They don't need that many people when they got damn robots that'll do the job of 100 people. So you better be careful. Anybody sitting over there not keeping up with this thing, y'all know this world is controlled by warmongers. People love war because it's a couple of people make billions of dollars called bankers. Johnny Diamond and all them jokers own them banks. Making all that money off war and getting people all killed. I love to see bullets blown out the barrel because that's money. Every one of them bullets costs money. Every one of them bullets got to be paid for. Every one of them bombs drop millions of dollars for each bomb. And let me drop y'all with this little piece of information. In all the months that they've been fighting over there, Russia, listen to this, how America screwed the people. Vladimir Putin, see, y'all don't get to hear him talk like I do over here because they shut him down in America. They don't want y'all to hear the truth that he's telling. They want you all to hate Putin like the Jews done convinced the world to hate Hitler. They don't want you to know the other side that I know. Do y'all know that Putin announced a few days ago that the economic toll that has been taken on this war in their budget, the economy, he said for the past 6, 7, 8 months that they've been fighting February, March, April, May, August, September, for the past 8 months, because it started in February this year. Vladimir Putin said they have spent $6 billion, the equivalent of $6 billion US on this war in 8 months, right? America have sent close to $100 billion. And what I was told, Biden asked for another hit. And y'all don't notice this guy is study sucking money out of the government, sending it where? There's absolutely zero economic accountability that you all are hearing what's happening with all this money. Y'all remember that $40 billion he sent for Ukraine? At the time that he sent $40 billion, Russia hadn't even spent $3 billion on the doggone war. And y'all over there, $40 billion. $40 billion. $40 billion. And now the total is right at $100 billion that America claimed they done sent to Ukraine to fight against Russia. Why in the hell is it that Russia said they ain't spent but $6 billion? And then America talking about Russia got old antiquated missile. But Putin is saying NATO damn near out of weapons. They damn near out of bullets and supplies. You know what I'm saying? But y'all not hearing that. Only thing you hear is if Ukraine drop a bomb on something, kaboom, oh, good gooly boo. But then y'all being fleeced by one of the most corrupt heathen you ever had in that position. $100 billion and you don't know who got it, what, where. And I'm telling you, they got it. Because if his son can do the things that he's done and not get locked up, not get prosecuted, ain't nobody even approached the guy to even try to lock his butt up when it was his daddy as a senator stood before Congress and said, anybody get caught with this much crack cocaine after they done flooded the black community with crack cocaine, you would go to prison for 5 years. No parole, no questionnaire. You get caught with this much cocaine, you out of here. And it was the size of a quarter. And his boy showed on the scale all this crack cocaine he had, video evidence. And all the stuff he done, video evidence. And that boy's still running around free. And you know what? He's still going in and out of the White House. Now, how could that be? That this boy has so much incriminating evidence to send him up to prison forever. How is he still free? Because he is free in a corrupt society that protect and perpetuate corruption that's governed by corrupt people. It's a big cesspool of wickedness. And that's why you're looking at about $100 billion spent from America and Russia only $6 billion. You're getting fleeced. And they taking that money. They taking that money. So how is it Russia can be the aggressor to say, y'all say he done started an unprovoked war? Ain't that what they saying? An unprovoked war? And they ain't dropping $6 billion on what they doing. But America got to spend $100 billion? Man, please. Please, come on now. That's enough for you all today. And again, I say these things because I love you. You know, love you with a perfect love. And I love you because you my people. That's why I keep up and be talking to try to give you some hope, some thoughts for inspiration. But the only way we're going to get past this is unity. Because unity amongst the people is strength in the land. And there are going to be times that you're going to have to make the hard decision. And these warmongers, the only thing they respect is the loss of life and the loss of finance. Praying haven't been able to do it, because if prayer worked, we wouldn't be having this type of dialogue. Voting, seriously? So you're going to vote another person in office to keep doing the same thing they always do? Nothing. Protesting, how did that work for you? So you see everything that we've done haven't worked, but the reason why you can't get black people to change what they do is because they're afraid. They're simply afraid. You're not going to be able to get this straightened out until you beat somebody's behind, because that is the people that you're dealing with. Those ain't the kind of people that's going to respect your prayer. They don't give a crap about your God. They feel they God. I showed you that in the book, the other video, where they see themselves as equal to the gods of Olympia. So you praying and begging some God, yeah, that ain't going to work. But see, the thing, what I've deduced now, what I feel, my people scared to do what need to be done. You ain't going to be, you have to take your respect. You ain't going to get no respect unless you take it. Why they don't do other nations the way they do us? Because they ain't got the other nation hypnotized and duped psychologically the way they got us duped. Go up there in the doggone Chinese and try that crap. The Japanese. You know what I'm saying? Go try that crap on them. The Canadians. Go and do that to the Italians and don't see if you get a war. Because they ain't going to go for that. You hear my people sitting there, oh, Jesus, save us. Oh, Jesus, do something for us. Man, please, they gave you that. And that's another whole conversation for you. Y'all don't know that when our ancestors got off those boats, they were not slaves. When those brothers and sisters they stole out of Africa, they were kings and queens, rulers of dynasties, rulers of empire. They were mathematicians, astrologers, scientists, doctors, you know what I'm saying, engineers. That's who was on the bottom of them boats. And the ones that did make it over there, they were beat into being slaves. Then, when they kept rebelling against the slave system, here come Willie Lynch that taught them how to create the slave mind. And so they went from trying to get free from the master to when the master got sick, they said, Master, we sick, master. Hell no. I hope that nigga die. But nowadays, just like the black guy standing up there with the king going through there, shaking all the white people's hand, he skipped right over the black guy. And he didn't care if somebody saw him hell there. He the king, right? And then this Negro really, really stressed out to try to shake that heathen hand. And that heathen grabbed his shirt with his other left hand because he didn't want to touch the black guy's skin. Because black people to this day haven't woke up and realized, or they don't want to accept the reality. These people don't give a flying flip about us. Trying to reach out and force a handshake out of this bandit that's showing you he don't want to shake your hand. What kind of mindset is that you going to try to force somebody that don't give a shit about you? And excuse my cussing, but I'm just saying, that don't make no daggone sense whatsoever. You see the man don't want to shake your hand, knuckle. He don't want to shake your hand, knuckle. You standing up there amongst all these white people, and so it's just sad, man. It's just sad. It's a sad state of affairs. I can't do nothing with the brother. Because he up there trying to grab a white boy hand, old white dude, that don't want to shake his hand. I can't do nothing with that brother. I'm not even going to waste any air talking to him when his mind is that bad that he will stand up there and all them white folks, not one other soul brother I saw on the video, not a one. And nothing in his mind say, you know what, maybe I don't need to be here. Because all these people are white. And the guy going down the line shaking all these white people, he cheesing like a chess cat. And when the king reaches by him and shake the other guy, the brother, this Negro trying to stick his hand out there. I don't talk to black folks like that. No, I don't waste my time with them. I'm serious. I like to spend my time around people that think like me. That's it. That's what time it is. Because a lot of those colored people, they never going to get it. They never going to accept the fact that Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John don't give a flam flip about it. They never going to accept that. Why? Because they want to be accepted by Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John so bad that they'll totally embarrass themselves like this nitwit out there with this old man that don't want to shake his hand. Grabbed his sleeve on the shirt to push his hand back. I'm not touching you. Even Meghan Markle. You remember when she was going down down the line, shaking these people's hand? You had a white woman. She dropped her head and shook her head like, and she laughed to her friend next. No, I ain't finna shake that nigga hand. And she just laughed. She said, no, I ain't finna do that. You know, I don't touch. You know what I'm saying? And there they are. They all up in there. I'm not the kind of brother that interested in trying to be in somebody's house that don't want me in the house. You feel what I'm saying? Even if his house better than mine, he don't want me there. Okay, bye. Bye. Lee Throat, bye. Ain't got to be here. But then we got Negroes, and I call you that because that's all you are. A bunch of dumb, ignorant Negroes that's standing up in this heathen face that this heathen has showed you time and time again, not decades, not 100 years, but for hundreds of years, he don't give a flying flip about your black butt, and you still there cheesing like a chess cat, trying to force this devil to like you, to accept you. Just because I love you, I say this, and I love you from the basement of my heart to the attic of my mind. I love you 24/7. That means I love you all the time. Shalom.